So the landscapers are around, and I had to pause for a moment. If they get close, I'll just take a little break. Just take a little hafsaka, a little break. I am spinning cheviot and linen and silk for some sock yarn. I believe I talked about this in a previous episode. You can see right here that I have 2 bobbins done. I am making crepe yarn. Crepe yarn is when you have 2 singles spun in one direction and a 3rd single spun in the opposite direction. And then you will spin the 2 that are in the same direction one way. And then when you ply in the direction probably that you spun the first 2. For example, so I have 2 S spun singles, and this is like a little note card for my records and for my making pleasure. I think it's always good to take notes when you're spinning. I'm definitely a bit of a technical spinner. So this 3rd single is going to be spun in the Z direction. So when I spin those 2 S's, when I ply them together, I'm plying them in a Z. So then I will then ply the 3rd single with the 2 plied in the S direction. And that should give me a strong crepe yarn. You have to add a little bit more twist into these singles and a little bit more twist into the ply. And I finished this maybe about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. I do like to let my singles rest. Even if it's just a day, I like to let them rest. I think it's just good practice. So I will be spinning, plying those 2 after I finish this. And it usually takes me a while to ply such fine yarn. So this bobbin can rest during that time. I do love spinning. It's very relaxing. So you're probably wondering, what are you wearing, Lindsay? This is my own design. I'm still, I want to actually make it again to make sure that I have everything set. But it is like a puff sleeve with some waist shaping. And I like to wear when it's not super cold out. It's not super, it's about 65 today. And this is, this yarn has cashmere in it. It's the Swanky DK from Magpie Fibers. So that's what I'm wearing. I am looking cute today because I have a lunch meeting I have to go to. So yeah. Let me show you what I've been working on. I do have one finished object. I joined Susan Crawford's Colorwork Knit Along. And I chose this pattern. I have this book, Echoes, 24 Modern Knits Inspired by Iconic Women. She's actually more of a vintage knitwear lady, which was what I love. And some of the pieces in here are very vintagey. This one, Spencer. I love that. Garnet. These are all named after wonderful, amazing women. So this one's called Agatha, the one that I knit up. I used a stash yarn, and the description reads, Agatha is a pair of fingerless mitts featuring a lovely repeating colorwork motif. As the pattern only uses small amounts of yarn in each shade, it is perfect for using up those oddments of leftover sock yarn. I love that. I love the word oddments. These are very Christmassy colors, but also I wanted something that looked like fall. I think these are a gift. I made the second size because I have some fat fingers, and yeah, I really like this. I really like this. I think they're a gift. I think I'm gonna make them again in whatever I have left over, but I really enjoyed making it. And this was quick and fun and easy. So there we have that. I don't have anything else finished. I am currently working on, let me try this. I am currently working on a pattern from this book. This book is called Slow Knitting, A Journey from Sheep to Skein to Stitch by Hannah Thiessen. I got this book from the library and just kept trying to figure out which pattern I wanted to make from it. Finally, I purchased the book, and I am making it's called Grow, and the pattern is written by Norah Gaughan, who I think a lot of people know if they really like cables and things like that, textured things. The pattern called, excuse my chair, the pattern called for the pattern calls for Brooklyn tweed shelter, which is 100% American Targhee Columbia wool. I am not using that yarn. I actually found Primrose Yarn Co. They were discontinuing a yarn line, and it just happens to be a Brooklyn tweed collaboration, which is a worsted weight American Targhee Columbia wool blend, like wool, but it is also woolen spun. And I think I get more yardage in this yarn. It looks like this. I really love the color green. I really love the color green. Let's see if I can, the pattern's over there. forgive my chair. I changed the padding on it, so now it's super comfy, but it still needs WD-40. So, okay, so I finished one sleeve. I actually finished both sleeves, but one sleeve ended up looking nicer than the other, and that was this one. So this is the sleeve that I just finished. And then when I realized I had done some things differently, because this is my first seamed garment. So this pattern is got set in sleeves. You make the back separate from the front, and then you seam everything together, which fine, cool with me. I like it. So I know how to follow a pattern, but some techniques you get better with the second time around. And so I finished this sleeve, realized the other sleeve fit better than this one, unpicked it, and am doing it again. That's the type of person that I am. I would rather go back and fix it before a problem really gets involved. I went down a needle size. So now I don't have to worry about, I think the needle size called for was a 5. Yeah, US 5, so I'm using a US 4. It also calls for US 7. So the US 5 is for the ribbing, and the US 7 is for the body. And I use a 6 and a 4. I'm not having a hard time. I hope to finish this pattern by the end of the year. Other than that, I'm not really doing much. I'm spinning a little bit and I'm working on this sleeve. I did pull out a bunch of yarn that I have for other projects. This is Brooklyn Tweed. It's the linen. I purchased this when I first started spinning. No, when I first started knitting, because it's for the half and half triangle wrap, and that I never got to. So I'm so sad. So I pulled it out. Everything out on my table right now are projects that I can complete with the yarn that I already have. I'm not really on a yarn diet. I don't actually like that phrase, because if you have money and if you're budgeting correctly and it's your money, you spend your money the way you want to. Spend your money the way you want to. Spend your money the way you want to. Be conscious of, like, I don't know, the environment, but spend your money the way you want to. If you want to have a large yarn collection, go right ahead. I don't. I have way too many little itsy bitsies. I purchased a kit from, I'll put it down below. But I want to make this. This is the easy project. This yarn I got from like a knit night at the library. It's a rustic lamb's wool silk. It's a lace weight yarn, and I can make something with that. So I just put all my yarn that I know I can make things with here. This pattern I'm going to try to come out with next year. So I don't have much to say. Today I don't have much to say. I'm a little sad because my birthday's tomorrow and I've been kind of searching the town for sweet German chocolate. So I can make myself a German chocolate cake, which is what my grandmother used to make for me. And so I'm a little sad because I don't want to make cookies. I just want to make, I haven't had this problem before. And so I'm just trying to figure it out. It's the next day. It's the next day. Today is my birthday. And my family has been taking great care of me. And I wanted to get on here and give you my book recommendation because it needs to go back to the library. The book I want to recommend is The Goblin and the Empty Chair. This is by Mem Fox, illustrated by Leo and Diane Dillon. This story is about a goblin who sees his reflection in still water, okay? And he locks himself away for many years because when he saw himself, he was so frightened by the way that he looked. He never wanted to frighten anybody else. So for many years, the goblin has been alone, and then he comes across a family who is dealing with their own situation. I'll show you some pictures. I love all these pictures. They're so beautiful. So that's my book recommendation. So hopefully you pick that book up. It's my birthday. It's a very quick episode, but I will see you again soon to give you an update on anything that I finish. I'm so close to finishing a few things. So I'll see you then. And until then, happy making. And I'll leave you with some footage of my son knitting because I taught him how to knit and he's such a good knitter. So until next time.